Hey everyone, what I'm going over today is a process of hooking a generator up to my house. Now this is for anybody, but it's also for my family. If my wife and kids need to hook up the generator and I'm not home, they should be able to use this video as a reference. So let's get started. First thing we got to do is get the generator on site. You can push, pull, or drag it, or my favorite way of doing it is to use the tractor to actually get it to the location. Alright, so here's my generator inlet box. It's a 50 amp twist lock. It'll only go in the correct way. You have to rotate it till all the notches line up. There it is. It went in. Give it a twist. And if you want, you can put the lock nut on here for the waterproof cover. And that's why they're tight. Now on the other end of the generator, I'm going to be using the L1430 plug. Put that in and give that a twist. Now I've also got a neutral ground bonding plug in here. And since I'm connected to the house, I will take that out and I will not need it at all. That's only for use when I'm not connected to the house. I'm just using the generator as itself and I've got things plugged into it. Then I need a neutral ground bonding plug because the neutral ground bond inside this generator has been removed. Alright, let's turn the fuel on, push the choke over, we'll give it a few minutes to get there. Now inside the house I've already got the breakers turned off to simulate a power outage. Okay, that should be enough time. Now you can use the pull starter or you can use the start button if you have a battery. Just hold the button down till it starts running, then I'll turn the choke off. You won't be able to hear me talk, so once the engine's running, I'll head into the house. Now by the time I get inside the house, the generator will have warmed up enough to begin taking loads. So I've got a mechanical interlock installed on this panel. And before I can enable the generator power, I have to turn off the main breaker. Now the lock will slide up and the generator can be switched on. Now before this is switched on, it's important to move all the breakers into the off position, or else you'll put too much load on all at once. Now we begin to switch the loads on a few seconds apart, and eventually you might actually hear the generator pull down as the governor speeds up to recover. Now what I've got in here, if you haven't noticed yet, all these colored dots. The way I've got it calculated at the moment, all the green dots can be turned on. Turn on a light now. Oh, I got these weird colored lights in here. Alright, so the house is on gen power. And my color guide I've put up to here. We can have any or all the green dots on, only one blue at a time, and absolutely no reds. Now the red is the HVAC, and that generator is too small to run it. So what that leaves now is everything except There's 2 water heaters, a dryer, and the kitchen stove. So we can turn on 1 blue dot, and that's the maximum that we can have for a 240 volt load. And even then, the water heater may pull 4,500 watts, and so it only leaves half the generator's capacity for any of these other items. The kitchen stove can pull 50 amps if everything was on. So the limit there is we're only going to allow one of the small or large burners on. And I believe the big burner is about 2,400 watts. So we can use one of those to cook with. But mostly we'll have the ability to use the microwave, the coffee maker, the air fryer. We've got 2 refrigerators and a deep freeze on. And then while we wait for power to be restored, we can watch movies, we have the internet, we have an electric fireplace if we need to use the heat. See if I can handle the water heater being turned on. And you might be able to hear the generator on the other side of this wall. So the lights flickered, but it was able to run the water heater. But it can only do one of those. Now if we needed to wash laundry, we could let the heater catch up for a while, turn that off, and turn on the dryer if we needed to. Although laundry is not a priority during a power outage unless it lasts for several days. Now okay, when it's time to restore utility power, we need to turn off all the breakers. That will slowly unload the generator, so you don't have a power surge when the governor is trying to recover. The lights to this room just went off. Some of the lights. I got a flashlight. Seems like you're always in the dark when you're having to do this. Now, the generator is completely unloaded. I can switch it off. The interlock moves down, and the house power can come back up. Now we just bring everything back on, and then we can go outside and shut the generator off and disconnect everything. Alright, so all I've got to do now is go out to the generator, and you may not be able to hear me. I'll just be turning it off with a push button. Then I can unplug it from the house. And just like that, we verified the generator works, the inside works. It's important to do a test like this every couple of months to make sure that when you actually need it, that it's going to work. Hey, that's all I have for this video. I hope you found it helpful. I appreciate you taking time to watch it, and I will see you later.